Wes Anderson.
I met Wes at a restaurant in Rome about, I don't know, I'm going to say 15 years ago. It was a long time ago. Ed Norton, I don't know, hey, we're having dinner at this place in Rome.
Nino's.
Yes, Lido, at the bottom of the Spanish Steps.
With the green neon.
June 16th.
Yeah, I was going to give you a note, and we were just there. You know, I might have been working anyway. This now sounds like a movie from the 1960s, but we didn't talk about anything at all. But I don't know if I said at that point, "Hey, come on, man, come on, let me into that rep company of yours." And this came about literally because of a lovely email that said, we had met since then a couple of times. You see a complete animatic version of the movie, which I saw, and I called you up and said, well, I'm in, but I don't see how you need anybody to do this now, because just the animatic is kind of
remember you screened it on a big screen.
Oh, yes.
I was like, I don't know if it was meant for that. You know,
it looked like Beauty and the Beast to us. And, I wanted all the stuff that you hear about turned out to be true, and I haven't seen a Wes Anderson movie that I didn't wish that I was in. So it was great to be a part of this, and the role was great. I think you used the reference of we're looking for a retired Ronald Reagan type, and I'm your man. I can do that.
What's unique about it is, well, I think we're all kind of circling the same thing. It's that sense of camaraderie that you have. I think one of the things that really touches me about the movie, and I think Stephen has mentioned it too, it was that how supportive all the performances are of one another in this way that's just, I don't know, it's noticeable in a way you don't, you know, something about it feels, and maybe because we're all inside it, but of course every performance stands out, but they make this beautiful sort of orchestra, you know, the pieces all together, and that's how it feels on the set. You know, when I got there, my work was sort of truncated into a short period of time, and I could not have done it without, you know, having my scene partner Jason there, and he was immediately completely available, present, you know, rehearsed, had it. It was just like falling into this like comfortable pocket, you know. And I think that feeling is just very unusual. And also, as Hope had said, you know, a lot of time you're on set, and it's a lot of, as you know, you hear all the time, it's all that waiting and downtime, and you lose momentum, and it's, you know, it makes you question what you're doing with your life and everything. And this doesn't have that at all. It's so vivacious and feels so exciting. And, you know, even just to be, you know, actors coming on the set just to watch other actors performing, and it's just a very unique experience for a film, I think.
You know those old movies about Hollywood where they're on the lot, and somebody's a cowboy, and there's a showgirl, and there's a Roman gladiator, and there's a guy dressed up like he's in Charles Dickens. That's what it's like hanging around, getting ready to work. We're all in our costumes all day long. We're all dressed in these different things, and we're all on hold, ready to go to the work on the set that's incredibly focused and concentrated.
And then we all stay in the same hotel, and then Wes will say, "Oh, we got to go," and several of us will hop on a golf cart with Wes, fully dressed in character, and so there'll be an alien and a cowboy and a showgirl, some children hanging off the back. But then we just kind of make our way with a golf cart on the edge of this road through town, through Spain, and arrive upon this magnificent set, like that is just mind-blowing, that is just as spectacular as it looks in the movie, and show up fully ready to roll and jump right into the scene and let's get cracking.
For the inductees to the Wes Anderson Gravy Train, the folks that were there for the first time, I wondered if we got to have ideas. I mean, do we get to like come in and say, you know, I was thinking about this, and we asked some of the veterans of it, do we get to like say, you know, how about this? And they said, yeah, sure. And we would, but then you would say, well, we don't have enough set to shoot that. You know, that would be something. But like, I found you to be just as flexible as anybody would be, provided you're not, you know, going south so far out of the realm of what you're going.
Well, I mean, the first shot that we did together, I think you looked at the frame and you said, you know, over here, I could be out there hitting
Oh,
chip shots.
that's right.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
golf balls.
That would
Yeah.
be great.
It was amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's a little place
is
there, and
cool.
you went out
That
there.
is,
So we
yeah.
shot that.
I called home right after that. He took an idea.
Part of what's so beautiful about the storytelling is, for me at least, there's a bit of nostalgia for this time and place, and 50s Americana, and also the West and cinema, and also a love for theater and the performances and the art of that and the love for that, and which is something that we're all a part of. And that time in history was a big shift for the way acting and directing, you know, actors like Marlon Brando and James Dean, and directors and actors like Elia Kazan, and so there was a chance to infuse some of that and a love for that and appreciation for that, which is, I'm sure, something that Wes appreciates very much as well. And so it was really lovely to infuse all of that as a part of this vast storytelling.
Well, Wes and I talked about, we kind of tried to figure out, I guess there to others, to the old Hollywood stars, the Midge Campbell character. Yeah, we kind of shared some ideas about what type of a person this could be, or what kind of career she could have had, and did she come through the actor's studio, and, you know, what did she sound like, and where is, you know, kind of, I mean, I think I liked Betty Davis for it, because I thought her career was a good shape, and she felt like, you know, Betty Davis feels, I don't know, when you watch her, she seems comfortable in the space she takes up. And so I felt like that could be a good beginning, and, you know, and then listen to it. And also her voice, actually, and she has a little bit of that Mid-Atlantic thing, and understanding where that came from, and, you know, all that stuff was helpful. Yeah. And it's funny, too, because I think when we have the conversation about what connects us, and it's just like the enormity of this grief, my character is saying, I don't want that feeling, so I'm just going to not have it, which is so great, convenient. I mean, especially if you're an actor, it's perfect. You just do not have that feeling and erase it and whatever, and maybe you don't want to either, and that's perfectly fine, and that's the world that she's living in. Mm-hmm. You know, not necessarily helpful for a father of 4 kids, but it, you know, I think it gives them both a, you know, the kind of permission to be living just in the moment that they want to be in, and that's fine. They don't have to feel obligated to, as you're saying, have a moment they're supposed to be having or whatever. And that's, I think that's what they, you know, they recognize in each other in that time, that window of time.
Well, remember did we both look at that Ingrid Bergman documentary?
Yeah.
And remember, her children are talking about her in the way they loved her. They adored every minute they spent with her, but there wasn't much. I mean, I don't want to minimize just the impression of the documentary. The time was very limited. Mm-hmm. She was away. She had other whole lives, really. But the time that she spent with them was totally focused on them and like a celebration. But you know, it was only part of her life. I mean, she was very able of compartmentalizing that way.
It's a very convivial atmosphere that we all are very much attracted to, but that's the secondary experience. The work that we do on the set is incredibly focused, and there's nobody who works harder at this than Wes. And no one, because Wes doesn't, walks away saying, no, that's good enough. I think that's good enough. Let's talk about those 3 little girls that were like wrangling bats for Wes, and that devoured the first 47 daes of shooting. So that by the time we got here, some of us were thinking, well, he's exhausted by those kids, so we'll be able to skate through it. No, it is incredibly focused and concentrated, and it is 60 takes in order to get down to. I was working with. We had the big scene with Jason. He says, do you like to do a lot of takes? Because we were on like take 17 or going, and I said, Yeah, I do, because we get to start at the beginning and go all the way through. And we get to work on the whole thing. And I know a lot of guys who say, take 3 is the truth I'm looking for, and then we move on. It's not the case with this.
I remember when we were doing that scene at the picnic table, and it was so particular and so specific, and those girls were on the side, and they would just go, Wes, I need more ketchup. And you're like, oh, 1 second, more ketchup.
And I remember
You were just wrapped
and
around.
Scarlett was like, is this what's been going on here for the past 3 months? They're going to go back in there and say more chili? Okay.
They do this scene like when their thing is done and everybody jumps around and starts cavorting at the end of it? Okay,
Oh, like,
good.
talking and I'm doing
yeah.
their
So
microphone?
when you say we're done, that's what we'll do.
Okay.
Well, that's a wrap on Asteroid City.
Yeah! Woo, woo!